Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing upcoming alternative artist Billie Eilish's debut album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? So, before I get into the review, I just want to say I'm sorry this is a couple days later than I was hoping it to be, but I really wanted to give it time to really get my opinion on the album. And I've been a bit busy as well. If I can't get this up right away, I have been having some internet trouble as well, so hopefully all that will be dealt with soon. But anyway, this video is, I've been planning to make this ever since I heard about the album drop, and Billie Eilish is someone who I've been aware of for a while. I definitely heard the name for a while. I just kind of always dismissed her as like a discount lord or that kind of thing, and I always heard her name for a while, and I never really listened to her music. Now, I actually heard a bunch of her songs in TikToks, because people were using them in TikToks, and I remember hearing her songs and kept thinking, oh, that's interesting, or oh, I like that, and I didn't realize they were all her songs, and at some point I realized that, and I said, man, I should really check this person out. So I decided to check out her debut EP, Don't Smile at Me, which came out in 2017, and that EP is very solid. It's about 27 minutes, and it opens with Copycat, which it has been one of my favorite songs by her for a long time. And there's some other good songs out there. You got My Boy, Party Favor, I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. And there's a good number of good Billie Eilish songs on that thing. And a couple others that she released as singles, which I ended up getting really into. Especially Lovely with Khalid. That song is absolutely gorgeous. I love the harmonies on that song. But anyway, so Billie Eilish been on my radar for a while, and ever since Bury a Friend dropped, which was the lead single for this album, that has been my bop. When she announced this album and released Bury a Friend with it, I thought that song was really, really good, and I think I put it in my March playlist, and yeah, everything about this song, really solid, really fun. So, without further ado, going to get into the album itself. So, the album opens up with exclamation points, which is just a few second long intro with Billie talking. She's a very relatable kind of teenager. That's kind of her persona that she's going for. Very much of a tomboy, very much of the anti-pop trope, kind of what Lorde did 5 years ago, except a little more spooky and sinister, her vibe. So the song goes, the intro goes straight into Bad Guy, which is the first real song on the album. Now, this song is really fun. I think it's got some really nice bass grooves. That's one of my favorite things about Billie, is that her songs have some really good bass to them. And I also forgot to mention that she and her brother wrote most of them and recorded them in a bedroom, and all this is very, you know, I guess I would say amateur production, but it still sounds really good. And I love, this song, Bad Guy. You're always expecting, you know, for a lot of pop singers that they fall for bad boys or that they're into the bad guy, but it turns out that she is the bad guy, and I was saying that twist, that's fun. The drop on this song is interesting. It's got that kind of spooky, it manages to both be spooky and danceable at the same time. I've said before, I like atmospheric dance songs, I like Gorillaz, I like Imogen Heap, I like, oh, I don't even know, Katie Tunstall when she was doing her Folktronica thing. Yeah, you get my point here. Anyway, this song is really good, and, I have to say, this was a bop that grabbed my attention right away. The next song on the album is Zanny, a song which has some interesting production choices. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song on the album by any stretch of the imagination, but I do like the message here. This is like an anti-drug kind of thing, as opposed to all of her peers who are singing about being high, and all of the young mumble rappers who talk about Xanax and getting high and all this stuff. You got Juice WRLD, you got Post Malone, whatever. And she, is saying she doesn't need that, and that she's the sober one at this party, which is definitely an interesting approach to hear in a song like this, and from an artist like this. I think that is something that's really cool to hear. So the next song on the album is one of the best songs here, and a single she released before the album came out, is You Should See Me in a Crown. Now, going back real quick to Bad Guy, I just want to say one other thing I forgot to mention is how it kind of has this beat switch toward the end of the song. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of what Ariana Grande did on Bad Idea. Now, this song is a lot spookier, obviously, but going into You Should See Me in a Crown, this is a very, I would say, badass, very sinister sounding song. Again, you got the bass kind of completely dropping on the chorus. It reminds me a lot of Copycat production-wise, and I still think this is just a fantastic song. The next one is All the Good Girls Go to Hell, which is just a fun little song, some fun wordplay going on. And from the opening line, you've got My Lucifer's Lonely. You know the song is going. It's got some good production and grooves to it. Next up is the next single, Wish You Were Gay. Now, this one was garnering a lot of controversy. Apparently, Billie did write this song when she was 15 or 14, and I actually really do enjoy this song. I think it sounds good. I like the piano on the chorus, the kind of sinister vibe. She's basically saying, "Spare my pride, I wish you were gay," as to why you're not interested in me and all this stuff. So I don't really think it's offensive or anything. I think she's just, you know, fantasizing and having these kinds of thoughts. She's just frustrated that he doesn't love her back. Then we have When the Party's Over, still easily the best song here. This is this single was released beforehand as well. I love the vocoder used on this song. The harmonies are fantastic, and it's a very sad, very downbeat song. You would feel like it would get boring, but it doesn't. It manages to work for me in a way that a lot of extremely minimalistic songs do not. Then we have the song 8, which is one of my least favorites here. It's not bad by any means, it's just kind of exists, and I don't really like the pitch-shifted vocals at the beginning. She sounds like she's a little kid. When I first saw the song was called 8, I thought maybe she was pretending to be an 8-year-old. I couldn't really figure out what was going on with that. And in general, I just didn't really know what to expect from a song called 8. And yeah, it's not my favorite. It's cute. You got the ukulele. It reminds me a bit of Party Favor, except I wouldn't say I like it nearly as much as I do like Party Favor. I do enjoy Party Favor quite a bit. Now, the next song on the album is called My Strange Addiction, which is another really cool, you know, love song, addiction song, you're my addiction, that kind of love and drugs trope. But I think she does it pretty well on this song, and I really do enjoy how this sounds in general. Again, you got some really nice production on the song. It sounds sinister enough to pull it off. And I do really enjoy, in general, where she's going with this. It definitely fits her vibe. And I feel like the album has a consistent tone. It's a pretty dark tone here. But unlike some artists which just feel like they're doing a dark tone to cash in on a trend or something along those lines, I actually think that that this Billie Eilish uses the dark tone to her advantage and makes some interesting stuff out of it. Now, the next song after that is the lead-off single, Bury a Friend. Now, I absolutely love this song. I think this song is absolutely fantastic, and I've always been a huge fan of this song. This song has an extremely dark kind of horror vibe. This might be her darkest song to date, musically at least, although the lyrics are pretty dark as well. And just, you got the screams in the song, you've got the lyrics, you've got that bass beat, and it's definitely a horror-themed song and video. If you watch the video for this song, it even hammers the point home farther. It is incredibly creepy. Now, going into Ilo Milo, nice little song to kind of bring us back down to earth. Before we get to the trio of songs that close out the album, Listen Before You Go, I Love You, and Goodbye. Listen Before I Go is one of those songs that, definitely has a darker lyrical subject matter, and then it goes into I Love You, which just has some beautiful layered vocals. Do a really good song in my opinion, just absolutely. And then Goodbye is kind of a callback to some of the other songs on the album. There's a few songs here that are just kind of getting called back, including Bury a Friend and Bad Guy. And yeah, I think this album is overall extremely solid. The tone feels really smooth. There's a couple bumps along the way. I find the opening track to be completely unnecessary. I'm not that big of a fan of 8, honestly. And just in general, there's a couple places where I felt like the album wavered a little bit in quality. Not as big fan of the production on Zanny, although I do like what she's singing about. But in general, The album is very strong. Definitely some of the best songs here. Bad Guy, You Should See Me in a Crown. Wish You Were Gay When the Party's Over. Bury a Friend. And I Love You. Those are definitely the best songs here. And definitely check this out if you're into dark, like, pop or alternative music. If you're into some more, like, if you're into, like, dark minimalism, horror, if you like Lorde or Lana Del Rey, definitely check this out if you have any sort of interest in, like, alternative music or pop music. And, I highly recommend this album. I'm going to give it an 8.1 out of 10, and, social media links are in the description. If you like the video, click like, subscribe to my channel, comment what you would like me to review next, and I might do it if it's not something I absolutely despise. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!